A curious specimen stands before me. A man broken in body, reborn through venom, and draped in theatrics to rule through fear. Bane, your reputation spreads beyond Gotham, how you shattered the bat, and how you command armies in the shadows. Yet strength born from chemicals reeks of artificiality. Saiyan power comes through battle, not needles. What pride exists in a warrior whose veins are puppeted by tubes?
Chemicals were never the foundation, only the weapon forged to match necessity. Venom enhanced what was already tempered by suffering in a prison pit, where darkness and agony were teachers. Power without pain breeds arrogance. A Saiyan may shout about pride, but survival in chains, where daylight itself is a myth, forges something greater than pride, inevitability. Batman learned that inevitability when his spine collapsed.
Prison pits and inevitability matter little against true combat. Survival teaches endurance, but it does not teach ascension. Saiyans thrive on surpassing limits, dying one day, transcending gods the next. Power isn't inevitability, it is evolution. You broke one man and call it destiny. I have broken entire worlds and still that wasn't enough. The gulf between shattering a spine and shattering a planet is immeasurable.
Planets falling into dust do not impress when purpose is absent. What legacy rises from ash? A tyrant's shadow fades quickly when no ideology follows. My war against Gotham was not conquest, it was theater. Every explosion, every symbol, every whispered terror crafted a narrative. Power means little if it does not bend civilization itself. Can a prince of a dead race truly understand shaping societies rather than destroying them?
Civilizations crumble because they are weak. The Saiyan race conquered galaxies with fists alone, no need for theaters or elaborate scripts. Those who fell remembered the insignia of the Saiyan elite long after their bones rotted. Weaklings require symbols. True warriors carve memory into existence with raw force. Your theatrics against Gotham pale compared to power so absolute it forces recognition across universes.
Raw force inspires terror briefly before it is forgotten in the cycle of blood. Gotham remembers the night its guardian was broken, not merely because of muscle, but because of philosophy. The city tasted despair orchestrated like a symphony. Even the Joker plays chaos like a joke, mine was a requiem. Warriors bellow. Tyrants conquer, but architects of fear leave eternal cracks in the psyche of civilization.
Architects of fear eventually drown in their own illusions. Joker, Frieza, countless tyrants clung to theater, to making spectacles of their cruelty. Yet all were undone by raw force when the moment demanded. A Saiyan's pride isn't bound to orchestrations. It is tested in battle, sharpened through humiliation, and reborn stronger. Fear may paralyze, but power bends reality. The gods themselves learned that truth when I ascended beyond mortal reach.
Mortals who claim divinity often forget their mortality. Even gods fall when confronted by structure. Ra's al Ghul sought to clean civilizations through balance, and his shadow lingers centuries later. Darkseid turns entire worlds into echoes of his will, not because of explosions, but because of order. Power without structure is a storm, loud, devastating, but forgotten once skies clear. Structure is empire. Do Saiyans understand empire or only carnage?
Empire is meaningless if it breeds complacency. Frieza's empire sprawled across galaxies, its structure absolute, until a warrior's fist ended it. Carnage, as you call it, proved stronger than order. Saiyans live for the fight, not the throne. Pride is forged in battle against the impossible, not in maintaining bureaucracy. Empires decay, warriors ascend. Which endures longer? The memory of law or the legend of combat?
Legends fade when stories become myth and myth becomes fantasy. What lingers is fear woven into systems. Empires, when crafted well, embed themselves into culture, law, ritual. Even in death, their influence governs generations. A warrior may be remembered in songs, but an empire writes the history books. Your fist may end rulers, yet the systems they built still shape the weak long after your victory scream fades.
History may be written by systems, but destiny is forged by combat. When Beerus, the god of destruction, toyed with Earth, it was no law or empire that defied him. It was Saiyan blood rising beyond prophecy. Empires bowed, gods, warriors challenged them. That is the difference. A system cannot punch through divinity. A Saiyan can. Tell me, Bane, how many gods has your philosophy unseated?
Gods are distractions for men obsessed with celestial struggles. My domain is the will of ordinary men, shaping fear in flesh and stone. What use is shattering divine beings if the world beneath them remains broken, corrupt, untended? Gotham needed no gods to tremble. It only needed to see its protector crippled. Symbols greater than deities were dismantled with one blow. That is how mortals learn despair.
10. Despair drives mortals briefly, but Saiyans thrive on surpassing it. The abyss only strengthens resolve. Each time a Saiyan falls, power multiplies beyond reason. What does despair offer but paralysis? Break a man, and he either dies or rises stronger. Your pit philosophy cannot comprehend ascension, only submission. That is why warriors transcend prisons, 10. While architects of fear drown in the very chaos they nurture.
Submission is not failure. It is acknowledgement of truth. Every man has a breaking point, and orchestrating that fracture proves mastery. Batman was unbreakable to his city, untouchable in myth, until I demonstrated otherwise. Even gods can shatter when their worshippers lose faith. Legends burn bright, but extinguish quickly when exposed to carefully applied despair. That is victory no muscle, bound ascension can counter.
10. Faith is fragile, yet strength creates undeniable reality. Gotham may whisper your triumph, but Saiyan victories echo across galaxies. Even gods like Jaren, warriors of infinite universes, bent before ascension born of sheer will. No despair, no philosophy, only fists proving destiny wrong. Mortal faith may shatter, but raw strength bends universes themselves. Tell me, 10. Doctor of despair, how will your theater matter when the stage itself crumbles?
Stages matter more than fists. For fists require stages upon which to prove themselves, destroy a planet, and no witness remains. Crush a man, and the world trembles as it watches. I value spectacle not for vanity, but for its permanence. Systems remember. Populations inherit memory. A shattered god impresses warriors. A shattered civilization instructs generations. Victory is not in the punch. It is in the narrative after.
Narratives mean little without substance. A Saiyan warrior has no need for chroniclers. His strength writes its own record. Every rival faced, every limit surpassed becomes living testimony. Mortals may cling to stories, but universes themselves bow to power undeniable. The Tournament of Power was not recorded in books, yet gods across realms still quake recalling it. Narratives die. Power imprints itself into existence.
Existence itself is fragile without context. Universes may quake, but ordinary men need meaning to channel fear into obedience. Batman fought criminals endlessly, yet they always returned. When I broke him, the underworld reshaped overnight. My fist became institution. One event altered decades of crime. That is not legend, that is governance. What use is shaking gods if you cannot govern men?
10. Governance breeds stagnation. Men govern too tightly wither, becoming sheep reliant on their shepherd. Saiyans despise stagnation. It dulls the edge of evolution. Even at peace, our instincts drive us toward conflict, challenge, surpassing. Governance, despair, philosophy, all mechanisms to control. But control never births ascension. Only struggle does. Break men into submission and they decay. Push them into battle and they transform.
Struggle is not transformation when it lacks direction. Struggle without design births chaos. I do not merely break men, I mold them through orchestrated despair. Order emerges when men accept their limits. Discipline arises when chaos is guided. Your philosophy glorifies endless combat, but endless combat consumes itself. Societies cannot feed upon perpetual war. Without architects, warriors become purposeless storms.
Purpose lies in surpassing the impossible, not surrendering to limits. Empires you praise stagnate into corruption. Warriors you dismiss birth revolutions that reset universes. When mortals or gods impose ceilings, Saiyans break through them. The cycle may be endless, but each ascension elevates existence itself. A warrior needs no architect dictating meaning. Battle alone defines destiny. Systems may endure centuries, but a single ascension redefines eternity.
Eternity is myth. Men bleed. Cities fall, empires crumble. What survives is structure, ideas embedded so deeply they guide behavior unconsciously. Batman feared killing because Gotham needed that restraint woven into its psyche. My lesson taught them fear of collapse, fear of overreliance. Legends fade, philosophy endures. Even gods fall when mortals cease to believe in them. Power is nothing without belief to frame it.
10th, belief bows to proof. Mortals believe what they witness, and no philosophy can erase undeniable displays of power. Batman's fear became yours only because of physical demonstration. Words did not break him. Your fist did. Proof remains supreme, even in your narrative. That is Scion truth. Strength validated in combat is the final arbiter, and all else is decoration.
Decorations shape memory, and memory shapes history. Perhaps fists dictate immediate outcomes, but without architects, those outcomes scatter into oblivion. Warriors burn bright and vanish. Architects weave their flames into eternal myth. The Prince of Scions may ascend infinitely, yet without narrative, the galaxy forgets. Victory belongs not only to the conqueror, but to the hand that decides how that conquest is remembered.